I'm Matt Tritton with KQ2 Sports with this week's Meet the Mustangs segment. We're talking with starting pitcher Dixon Marble. Dixon, team off to a good start already, 10 games over 500. They're really cooking right now. What's it like to see this team really catching fire early?
Oh, it's awesome, especially going after, last year where it was kind of struggling to score a few runs and stuff. Pitching was really good last year, but, it's great to see these guys coming out. We've been pitching it well, and on top of that, our hitter's been hitting really well, and we just kind of taken off and just hope we can, hold it together throughout, the length of the season. It's a long season, and, we're only, a quarter of the way there right now. So we got a lot of games to play, but, no, it's really exciting right now. So.
In last year's team, the pitching was great. The hitting, not quite as prevalent, but you still make it to the NBC World Series, get a win there over a really good team out of Alaska. This year, the hitting's that much better. I mean, that's to feel like this team can go that much deeper now, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the fact of, when we go out there as starting pitchers, knowing that, hey, I can give up a couple runs and, this team's going to, back us up. You're going to be there. We're going to score 4 or 5 runs. It's a whole lot, just easier to pitch. It's a whole lot, less on us and stuff. And so, that's really the big thing, I think, and, going into a tournament like that, I'm obviously I'm a pitcher, so I'm a little biased, but, in my opinion, it's, always pitching and defense that really wins championships and, can take you far into those, and then, obviously time that with timely hitting and stuff. So, the fact that, we do have pretty solid pitching staff out here, but we have that offense backs up in case, one day we don't have one of our guys that doesn't have to show up. It definitely makes you feel like we can make a run. Because, we had a great team last year, just kind of, ran out, a little bit, ran into a really good team in, Santa Barbara and whatnot. But, no, I'm really excited, but first things first, we got to wrap up the Mink League Championship first, so.
You're still a young guy. You still have college ball to be played, but you're kind of an old guy on this team. Third year in St. Joseph. Yeah. Do you feel yourself, Frankie Alvarez, Kyle Richards, Blake Collins, guys that have been around this program for quite a while, taking on that leadership role and pointing this team in the right direction?
Definitely. I kind of, felt it a little bit last year. My first year here, we had Baker, Aaron Baker, who, was just fantastic out on the mound, obviously. And, he was our leader that year. And then, coming back, we didn't bring a whole lot of guys with us. And Johnson actually, kind of sat me and, Joe Corper and Kyle and whatnot down last year and was like, hey, this is going to be your guys' team and stuff. So, coming into this year, I definitely knew, what he was looking at for me and stuff. So that's what I, try to do this team, come out, show these new guys, kind of around just, and, with this team, we're so talented and, we're full. We have a bunch of, really good guys. So, for me, it's not hard. I just show up and kind of show them around and, they take care of business. So it's, it's not hard. It's not hard to be a leader on a good team, So, but, I love it, and, I just do what I can and try to support these guys, help them out when I can. And, we just do us, so.
How much of a struggle was the summer of 2014 for you, finding out that you're gluten-free or you're allergic to gluten? Mm-hmm. So you obviously have to wipe that out of your diet. You completely change your diet. You're sick for a couple weeks. You have to go through all that. How big of a struggle was that, but still finding your way back to the diamond?
It was rough. Especially that first week when I was getting sick. I'd been to the first doctor, and we didn't really know, and he had sent me to a specialist, and that was over a week's amount of time, and I just couldn't get feeling better. And I was getting really frustrated. Obviously had to miss a start or two, and just not being able to be out here, with my best friends. This is my life and stuff, and so it was hard. But it could have been something a lot worse. I was actually pretty blessed that it was just being allergic to gluten. Obviously it's a lifestyle change. I definitely completely changed the way I eat. Even the way I live, because you can't eat at fast food restaurants. I have to. I do a lot more cooking at home and stuff. So. It was a little hard. It was definitely, like I said, a lifestyle change. But, now being healthy, it's, it was honestly the best thing that could have happened to me now because, I feel great, not dealing with being sick every other day, getting the migraines and whatnot, and just feel a whole lot better and stuff. So it's, it's just great. And it's wonderful to be back out on the diamond out there with my boys and stuff. So I can't complain.
Cutting gluten completely out of your diet, eating healthier, has that made you a better pitcher? I mean, this year we've seen you take strides of nearly 15 innings, only 1 earned run, a .62 ERA. I mean, the results are there. Does a little bit go back to the lifestyle change, being more healthy?
Definitely. I think it was. It was just hard because I'd come out on a daily basis, and some days I'd feel all right, and then some days I just well, not that I was super sick, but just not feeling good, not feeling 100% and stuff. And so difference is now, like, I can go to the gym every day, I can go lift every day, I can come out and get my throwing in every day, and I feel great every day, so I'm getting the most out of every day rather than, I was only, being able to put in so much work in last year. I think that's definitely, the big step for me and stuff is really just being able to be healthy and be able to get every moment out of every day that I can.
Tell me about whenever you take the mound, what the mindset is, how you come out to control the game. Because obviously you're not a big guy. People don't probably look at you and think, 95 miles per hour is coming around. But you still go out and you put pitches where you want to control the game. I mean, how are you able to do that and maybe find ways to intimidate guys other ways?
Back to how do I do it? I have to give respect to my father. Actually, when all the time being little, is we'd go out and play in the backyard, and it was always, we try to play catch as long as we could without dropping balls. And even as a little kid, it got to the point where me and him could go out and play catch without having a bad throw, the whole time. And he was always the one that really pushed on me, like right to the glove, focusing on a seam and whatnot. And so I really pay, a lot of things. I don't know, a lot of my success, to him, for being able to do that, making sure that I did that. And then, for me, it's all about, throwing a lot of strikes. Obviously, I don't blow guys away at all and stuff. So for me, it's, getting ahead of hitters and then being able to use, my secondary pitches, my slider, my curveball, my changeup. And, for me, it's just one of those things is, I have a comfortability with being able to throw any pitch that I want in any count. And so, that's my big thing is, coming in, get ahead of strike one, and then they're already behind, and now I can go to any 4 pitches that I want. And so that's the big thing for me. And then, kind of I'm not intimidating at all. I can't say intimidating. I'm not 5'10", 150 is not intimidating, but
you fire one up and in. Huh?
Yeah, a little bit, and then it works. Throw one up and in, throw a nasty slider. It starts about the same spot and breaks in, and just. Yeah, for me, it's not intimidating. It's more about just keeping the batter uncomfortable, being able to throw, a first pitch slider or a 2-0 slider where they're thinking fastball and stuff, and just being able to throw those pitches, making sure that they're thinking about, every pitch that I can throw rather than being able to focus in on one pitch.
And you think of pitchers while we're growing up, guys like Keith, guys off balance that were so effective. Kurt Schilling, Pedro Martinez. Obviously, you're a Red Sox fan. Mm-hmm. Does that come from watching those guys, 2004, that World Series? Is that why you kind of lean toward Boston a little bit now?
Oh, yeah, actually. I mean, it's a funny story how I became a Boston fan. I was really random. I'm from Utah, so who would think Boston fan? But I was in 3rd grade, and my teacher actually, the Red Sox were in the playoffs, and if they would have went to the World Series, my teacher would have had box seats. And so I didn't watch a whole lot of baseball back then, but I was like, oh, hey, they must be pretty good. They didn't make it to the World Series that year, but then it was like the next year or the year after that they won their first, the first championship. And, really, watching those guys, you always watch, I feel like, power pitchers, they'll have a game, that's really good every once in a while, but, like, look at like a guy like Kurt Schilling that, can pound the zone, Greg Maddux, not throw hard, but, just could throw it about anywhere he wanted. And so, and you watch those guys, and they have great outings all the time. Yeah, they might give up 1-2 runs a game, but the thing is they're always giving their team a chance to win. And so, that's my big thing is I know I don't necessarily have to go shut out a team, but if I can hold them to 1 or 2 runs, especially with this team, I can give my team a chance to win. And, that's my biggest thing is if I give them a chance to win, then I'm happy with it. Obviously, I'd love to go out and throw the shutout, every time, but, it's just realizing, that's not going to happen, but staying within myself and just making sure that I give these guys a chance to win every time I go out on the mound.
Those are good guys to look up to, but I want you to know Kurt Schilling still haunts my dreams with that bloody sock in 2004.
Well, good.
Beating the Cardinals, that hurt.
I can imagine, but that's my favorite 30 for 30 is just watching that one on the Red Sox, and man, I mean, what a performance! I mean, you can't hate on that.
All right, man. Last question for you too, and this is probably the hardest one of them all.
Boy, okay.
There's no topping Dixon Marble being the coolest name on this team, is there? I mean, 3 years running, you see Dixon Marble, you're like, that's a pretty cool name.
Oh man, I don't know. I think it's cool. Actually, my first year here, Kyle Jackson gave me crap out having 2 last names as my name. Oh, but no, I don't know. I guess it's pretty cool. I actually got told when I was in New York that I have like a superhero name, something like that. That's a pretty good superhero name. Then somebody else told me that I should be like a TV analyst or something like that. That's like a good name. So, I guess it's all right. I actually have a really funny story about how I got my name. My parents were pregnant with me. They're at a rodeo in Utah, and a bull rider came up, and his name was Dixon, and so they just they named him after, or like, oh, they like that, so they went with Dixon Marble. And then what was funny was 20 years later, my parents are at the same rodeo, same place, and Dixon's son is actually riding a bull that night and stuff. And it was on my birthday actually, I think, and stuff. And so they like call me up, like exactly 20 years later we're watching his son and whatnot. So it's cool. But no, I mean, I can't complain. I have a great name, great family. Come from a amazing family full of marbles, very talented and very very lucky and blessed to come from where I did. So
cool, man. We enjoy watching you out there. So good luck throughout the rest of the season. We'll keep catching up with you. All right.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. That's Dixon Marble, starting pitcher for the Mustangs. For more on the team, check out the website stjoemustangs.com.